The Council on the state of preparedness for the trending problem of coronavirus and also the endemic Lassa fever in Nigeria, the state of preparedness of the front line, which is the port health services, and then the second line of defense, which is the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. The preparedness mostly at the airports, the international airports, which are the main points of entry into the country: Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt, and Kano. And also on the fact that all patients arriving in Nigeria are screened and the temperature taken.
No patients.
Sorry, all passengers. When doctors speak, you still notice. That all passengers arriving are screened by a passive camera that takes your temperature and also looks at your travel history to be able to find out where you're coming from and what risk you may be carrying. Everybody who is arriving, who is coming from that area, is given a form to fill, and then the form contains a number, and we also take that number and they contact us to let them know if within the 14 days of the incubation period they have any symptoms or not. And if we don't hear from them, we call them and find out if they're okay within those 14 days. It is instructive to know that there is no case of coronavirus in Nigeria, and there is no case, in fact, reported in Africa. Of the Lassa fever, there has been quite a few incidents that have taken place since this year began, but the treatment has improved, the reporting has also improved, it's much earlier, and the case fatality rate has dropped to about 15% now. It used to be, a couple of years ago, it used to be 30%. Yes, since about 8 days ago, we obtained the reagents necessary. The machines, we have the machines, they are PCR machines, they are called polymerase chain reaction machines, which we have here for molecular diagnostics. But we didn't have the reagent because for every pathogen, you have a specific reagent that's more used to detect it. And that one for coronavirus, being a new disease, was not very much available, but we acquired it about 8 days ago. And now 3 laboratories in Nigeria can test coronavirus. And in fact, they have tested 2 cases already, which were negative: Lagos, Abuja, and Irwa. Irwa, as you know, is the Nigeria Center of Excellence for this viral hemorrhagic fever, which is a category to which corona and virus and the Lassa fever belongs particularly. Second question is about why not in Africa. Well, for a disease to enter a place, somebody must carry it. That's the person who is bringing that disease. Or an animal might carry it, like a rat or a mosquito. You know, mosquitoes carry malaria, and rats are the ones that carry Lassa fever. As far as corona is concerned, it is human-to-human transmission. Maybe we have been lucky that no person carrying that corona has entered our country, and none has come here undetected. We are also particularly happy that the Chinese government is now conducting what they call exit screening. Not only do they screen those who are entering their country, they screen those who are leaving, so that if they themselves see any person who has signs of being sick, of having corona, they restrain that person from traveling. This is helpful to other countries so that you reduce the risk of anybody just coming here like that. For health across the whole world, it's an international organization, and their job is looking at anything that has to do with health, particularly public health and public health of international concern. So they pay regular visits to Nigeria for different reasons. So their coming now is not new. As you know, we are going to be certified, all being well, by the grace of God, by June, certified to be polio-free. So they come for that. They come for various kind of things, for consultation, for advice, for training, and as I speak to you right now, the Director General of the Nigeria Center for Disease Control is with WHO in Geneva, because they were all called for briefing on how to handle this coronavirus. Last week, they had sent some technical advisors here to Nigeria to give protocol. Their job is to find out the best approach to handling diseases. And when they get that, they go around and spread it to all other countries to know how to handle any public health emergency that comes out. So the visit is not new. There are many routine visits, and there are many points of contact between World Health Organization and member countries. Okay, now with regard to Benue, a report came that some people had lost their lives in a particular area. It was a very remote area, or rather areas, because it's in 2 neighboring local governments, and the Nigeria Center for Disease Control immediately dispatched a rapid response team to that place. It turned out that it was not a very accessible place, but nevertheless, they went there together with the Benue State Public Health Department. So they investigated and found that there were actually 4 fatalities, and they had eaten fish, which was said to have been caught using poisonous chemical that was thrown into the river, gamalin, which of course poisons the fish and kills it. And anybody who eats that fish is also going to consume the same chemical and kill themselves, or rather be more or less affected. But that is suspicion so far. By the time the team got there, the fatalities had already been buried, so there was no. But they took samples from the environment, took samples from the water. The original sample that had been sent from the Benue River because of the misunderstanding. But it turns out that these particular villages are in a river called River Obi. That is their source of drinking water. So water was taken from there for laboratory analysis, and also other samples from the environment for testing to see if they could identify any other thing that may have been responsible. Up till now, they have not been able to identify any other disease that caused it, but they certainly were able to rule out Lassa fever or coronavirus or any other serious public disease. So it is not connected with any of those ones at all. While we are waiting for laboratory results, maybe it's a good opportunity to advise people to stay with conventional ways of doing things. Catch fish the conventional, traditional way. Looking for faster ways of doing things by throwing chemicals into the river and gathering a huge harvest of poisoned fish is dangerous and will harm the population. At the same time, other practices that pop up, like people cooking food with Panadol to make it softer, those things we are hearing, those are harmful, and we discourage population from indulging in all these practices that have no basis at all.